what was I gonna say? Shoot, pregnancy brain. Up, you guys, I am headed to my 20-week appointment, and guys, I am so nervous. Like, I don't know if everybody else feels like this or not, but every time I come to like these appointments, any appointment, like getting lab work done, genetic testing, just all that stuff, I feel like nobody prepares you for or tells you about that when you're pregnant. But I experienced that anxiety last time I was pregnant with Carter, probably a little bit worse the first time, but I still have that every time I come. You know, you're just always like, I hope everything's going well. I hope the heart is beating. I hope baby is doing good. So today is the 20-week appointment. It's the anatomy scan. And yeah, that's just where I am. I feel like I'm just like a ball of nerves. Anyways, guys, I want to do like an update for you guys, tell you guys like how I've been feeling since my last update that I did. So when I come back on here after the appointment, I'll tell you guys how the appointment went, and I'll tell you guys how the ultrasound went, all that good stuff. And yeah, I will give you updates about how I've been feeling, my symptoms, all that good stuff. So yeah, just hope and pray baby's good. The good thing about this though is that I am starting to feel baby kick a lot, so that is reassuring. I feel like those first few weeks that you don't feel the baby, you're like, I hope everything's going well. I don't really know what's going on in there, but it does feel a little bit better when you start feeling the baby kick. So I am excited about that. But yeah, guys, I am about to go in. I'm running a little late, so I need to hurry up, but I will be back on here in a little bit, and I'll let you guys know how everything went. I am back to talk to you guys about my appointment and tell you guys how it went. I know earlier I was really nervous, guys. I get like that all the time, and it's crazy. It's not like I have any trauma or anything, but you hear such horror stories and you get so connected to your pregnancy and you just don't want anything to go wrong. I don't know, guys. Can you guys tell that I suffer with anxiety? Anyways, I was very anxious before, but I'm glad to say the appointment went well. So I want to tell you guys about the actual appointment, and then we'll talk about the ultrasound. When I went in for the 20-week appointment, and by the way, guys, as of today, I'm 20 weeks and 4 days. So when I went to the appointment, I met the doctor for the first time. Prior to this, I had been seeing the midwives. So this was the very first time I got to meet the doctor. And we talked about roughly what my birth plan is. He was asking me like my history on my last birth. So when I had Carter, I had a C-section, and the reason I had a C-section was because I failed to progress. I only got to 4 centimeters, and I wouldn't progress any more than that. So we were talking about that, and he said that I would be a candidate for a VBAC, but he was just telling me some of his reservations that he has, which the main thing was that with this hospital, with labor and delivery, they don't have a doctor on staff at all times. So with that being said, he was saying if there were any complications or anything that, you know, came up, he wouldn't be in the hospital. And that was his main reservation, because what if he didn't get to me in time or something like that, you know, and something went wrong. So he just wanted me to keep that in mind. And he was pretty much saying you can keep your mind open to a VBAC, but also take into account some of those risks that I could be running into as well. So I told him I'd keep an open mind about it. I am a person that's not super connected to wanting to have a vaginal birth. I do, you know, I would like to have that experience, but if it doesn't happen for me, I'm not terribly sad or anything like that. My main goal is healthy baby, healthy mama. Like, that is it for me. It's one of those things where it's like, if I can do it, I'd like to do it. If I'm not able to do it, I'm not gonna shed a tear about it. So I'm keeping an open mind. I still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of other things that could be taken into account before making that decision. So yeah, we talked about that briefly. They took my vital signs. My blood pressure was good. I did get my AFP back. That is a test for neural tube defects, and that was clear and negative. And then I also got my genetic testing back. back, that was clear and negative. So I'm very thankful about that. It pretty much was an uneventful appointment, which is great. So no complaints on that end. Now let's go ahead and jump into the ultrasound. So the ultrasound went well too. Baby is super active, which I'm not surprised about because like I was telling you guys before, I can feel her. I feel her so much. I feel like I feel her all day. So when she was doing the ultrasound, she said the baby was moving everywhere. We did not get good ultrasound pictures. The baby was not cooperating at all. She had me move from side to side. Baby still wasn't cooperating. She was trying to get a really good face picture because they have 3D, and the baby wasn't having it. The baby kept putting her hands in front of her face, so I didn't get super good pictures, but that is okay. Baby is doing really good. Her heart rate was in the 150s and her growth rate is in the 68th percentile. She is measuring 5 days ahead, so that's also really good. She's weighing at 13 ounces, so she's growing, doing really good, really wiggly, very active. So all good things mama wanted to hear, so that resolved a lot of my anxiety. So I was really grateful for a really good appointment. So I also want to give you guys an update on how I've been doing. So I don't think I've done an update with you guys since I was about 13 weeks when I did my first trimester recap. So a few things have changed since then. So I just want to go over how I'm feeling, some of my cravings and aversions now. And yeah, so last time I spoke to you guys, I was telling you guys about how I was dealing with depression during the early parts of my pregnancy and how hard it was, and I am doing so much better now. I'm so grateful that I'm doing a lot better. I started trying to walk more, and then I try to get more sunlight. This time of year is always really hard for me, even when I'm not pregnant, just because the sun isn't out as much. I work overnight, so I don't get much sun, and I feel like it affects my mood tremendously. So during that first trimester, I was always tired. I was sick. I was working overnight. I barely got to be out in the daytime and be around people, so it caused me to be very down and depressed. But I feel a lot better now. I've tried to, like I said, walk a little bit more and be out in the sun more and just prioritize making sure I get out of the house. And the fact that I'm not as sick anymore and things like that has also helped. My energy's picked up a little bit. I still don't feel super normal as far as energy goes. Like I still feel tired all the time. Not as tired as I was in the first trimester, but still tired all the time. But I think that is due to having a toddler while being pregnant. It's just, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like when I was pregnant before with Carter, I was tired, but not as tired. But that makes sense because back then I was able to sleep, like if I wasn't working. But now I take care of a toddler, so, you know, less sleep, more tired, all that. Also, Carter is in like a really clingy stage, so he wants me to pick him up all the time, and he feels like he weighs a ton of bricks. Like, that boy is chunky, so that like takes a toll on me as well. So with all of that being said, I'm still always tired. Just am. But thankfully my nausea has pretty much went away all the way. Sometimes I'll get nauseous, never vomit anymore, but sometimes I will get nauseous, but it's very, very rare. Another symptom that I still have is I still have nosebleeds every now and then. I think on weeks 18 and 19 I had a nosebleed, but I haven't had one since then, so hopefully those are done with. We'll see. And then mood swings have evened out. I feel like I'm a lot more calm, a lot more myself. A new thing that I've been dealing with that probably started at 20 weeks is heartburn. So I'm starting to get heartburn really bad. I had heartburn really bad with Carter, so I'm not new to this. It's like you go from nausea to heartburn. It's like you just don't win for losing. So that's what I'm dealing with now. Also, another symptom that started around about 18 or 19 weeks, I'm starting to have an increase in appetite. With this pregnancy, I'm just not as hungry. I don't know, like comparing it to my last pregnancy, like with Carter, I ate probably like every 2 hours. I feel like I ate all day and I had to eat. If I didn't eat, I would feel nauseous. But with this pregnancy, it's been very normal as far as appetite goes. Like I eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, but lately at about 18 or 19 weeks, I've started to see an increase in my appetite. Nothing drastic, but I do snack throughout the day a little bit more. So I have noticed that as well. So that's been it as far as my symptoms go. As far as cravings go, my cravings have definitely died down a bit. I don't crave like pizza and hot wings and all the carbs that I was telling you about that I used to crave. The main thing that I crave are burgers, and it specifically has to have lettuce, tomatoes, and onions on it. It's something about that crunch. They have to have that on them. I crave salads. Like I said, it's something about like the crunch of the lettuce. Like, I don't know, I just love salads. I crave watermelon as well. So those are my main cravings. Other than that, everything else kind of died down. With my aversions, the only thing that I still have an aversion to is seafood. I used to love seafood, but no longer love seafood. I just don't have a taste for it at all. The only thing that I can like stomach and be okay with is fish. All right, guys, so that is my update. I'm gonna go ahead and insert a bump shot of me at 20 weeks and 3 days. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, bye.